All right, Joe, if you want to go ahead and kick
Sure.
us off.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Claim Toolkit training session. This is the third of our four scheduled sessions. My name is Joe Brigandy, and I'm the Director of National Technical Compliance for Sedgwick. And as you know, back on the 1st of June, we had sent out an announcement, and that announcement we were very excited about, announcing our partnership with Claim Toolkit. And we're really thrilled to have Claim Toolkit as our newest vendor partner. And you ask, why are we thrilled? We always throw around that term excited. And sometimes it sounds cliche, but we're really excited to have Claim Toolkit with us because many of you in the liability space, we handle claims in all 50 states. And there's occasionally struggles to understand jurisdictional nuances. And I believe, and we at Sedgwick believe, that Claim Toolkit will become a very valuable resource in helping you answer your state-specific questions going forward. I don't want to take too much time, so I'm going to turn over the training to Elena Stein, and she'll guide you through the training session and help you really understand how to access the wealth of information that's available to you in the Claim Toolkit product. So thank you, Elena, for the partnership. Look forward to working with you going forward. And it's your turn.
Awesome. Thank you for the great intro. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elena Stein. I am a compliance attorney with Claim Toolkit. And just want to start off by thanking you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. We want to make sure that you're going to get the most out of this tool. And we are absolutely looking forward to this partnership with Sedgwick. And anything you guys need, you just let us know and we will help you as much as we possibly can. So today's training, we will be covering how you access your application, the different modules, which are auto, homeowners, and commercial, navigating your application, its structure, running searches, running a report, our What's New feature, the compliance training portal, how to use our help desk. And as Jason mentioned previously, we are not going to take time today for questions. We're going to have you instead drop your questions into the Q&A chat forum. And what we will do is we will collect those questions and provide a Q&A document to Sedgwick once all the trainings have been completed. Lastly, if you want your attendance counted, and I'm sure you do, we are also going to ask that you drop your email into the Q&A forum as well. So now let's go ahead and jump into your application. You access your application by a company-specific URL. You simply input your URL into an internet browser, hit enter, and you are taken to the login screen you are currently viewing. Your ID and password template email that you received on the 1st of the month contained that URL. If you need it again, of course, it is available at the top left-hand corner, as you can see right here. But let's talk a little about your login verification screen. You have a couple fields you'll want to fill in to log into the application. Your username and password field. Directly below, you have a checkbox for login automatically. This simply saves your ID and password for future use, so that way you don't have to keep re-entering it every time you want to log in. Down below, we have a few helpful links available to you. The first is forgot username or password. Essentially what you want to do here, if you've forgotten your password, you can go in and drop your username into the username field, click forgot username or password, and it'll send your password directly to your inbox. Directly below that is the register link. You all should be current users right now. However, the register link provides company-specific instructions how to obtain an account. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to Joe Brigandy on the line here right now. Directly below the register link is the contact us link. So if we click here, basically where you go is to a help desk submission form. Simply fill in your email, name, phone number, and your message, hit send, and this goes straight to our help desk. We've also provided our phone numbers and email address on the right-hand side. Our email is simply info@claimtoolkit.com. We're going to jump back to that login screen, and I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. And I'm going to log right into my application. Now, when you log in, you are automatically defaulted to the auto home screen. I know I'm in auto because of the icon in the top left-hand corner, which is a little car. As we move between the different modules, auto, homeowners, and commercial, this icon will change to signify which module you are in. Directly to the right is the Claim Toolkit logo. You can click this logo from anywhere within your modules and it'll take you right back to the module homepage. To the right of this, you have your My Account link. If I click on my account, it's going to take me to my account details. So this is where I'd want to go if I want to update any of my personal details. If you want to change your password, you would click on the Change Password tab over to the right-hand side. I'm not going to click it right now because obviously I don't want to show anyone's password. But what I will do is hit that Claim Toolkit logo, jump on back to my auto homepage. And now we're going to jump all the way over to the right of our screen to these 3 little white dashes. We call this the hamburger because it's like 2 buns and a patty. But if I click the hamburger, it's going to provide me my Toolkit drop-down menu. Now, what is available within this drop-down menu is directly dependent on your access level. So all of you have access, except for if you're use reports only, excuse me. You all have access to auto compliance, commercial, and homeowners. And now this is how you would move between the different modules. So if we go ahead and want to click on commercial, you'll notice in the top left-hand corner that icon has changed to a commercial building. I'll go back, I'll hit that hamburger, and now I'll hit homeowners. And again, I now know I'm in homeowners because that icon in the top left-hand corner has changed to a little house. If I click on the hamburger again, I'm going to go ahead and move down and jump into my compliance training portal. So I'll simply click on compliance training. And here we are. Now, if I want to watch a full overview training, it's about 30-35 minutes. I can click on the image in the center here. A new tab is going to generate, and it's going to provide me an overview training, much like you're having today. But my voice time's too a little scary, right? But at the top, what we have is a subject matter based drop-down menu. So simply hover your mouse over each of the titles available, and a number of charts will appear relevant to that topic. So if I want information on logging in, I can simply click, OK, new users, and it'll take me right to that chart. If I don't know where the information is that I'm looking for, I can use the search function in the left-hand corner. Simply start typing in my keyword. A number of blue boxes will appear pulling relevant charts. Simply click on the blue box you'd like to choose, and you're taken right to that chart. Now we go and scroll back up, and we'll click on the hamburger. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into the compliance training portal once again. All right. One thing to know is that the auto, homeowners, and commercial homepages are all set up identically and function the exact same way. So in the center of our module homepage, first up, we have our COVID-19 all state information. Anytime you see bolded underlined text, just know that you can click on it for more information. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click here, and what it's going to do is take me to my state selection page. So now what I can do is click on whichever state I'd like to view, let's say Connecticut, and it'll take me to a COVID-19 specific page for Connecticut. And this essentially is a dragnet information style type page with any and everything related to COVID. If you scroll back up to the top, you'll see we have it broken down into multiple categories. So news, auto, public health, regulatory, insurance, unemployment, and DOI directives. Now we can go ahead and hit that select COVID-19 link again and take me back to my state selection page, or I can hit the Claim Toolkit logo to jump all the way back to the auto homepage. Now in the center of my auto homepage, I have a few different widgets available to me. The first is a 411 search. Next, we have a scene photo search. We have a weather widget. And then directly below, we have our report features. And now one thing to note is that you have 2 different options when running reports. Either compliance reports or DOI directive reports. Now I'm going to run these reports for you in just a couple of minutes so you have more knowledge when we get there to understand what the difference is between these 2 types. But at the very bottom of your application, you have your virtual icon dashboard. Essentially, you can click on any one of these to dig deeper for more information. So let's say I want to jump into the library. What we have at the top is a navigational toolbar to jump you to any portion of the chart you'd like to jump to. And now you will see these frequently in Claim Toolkit on charts that have lots of information. But within these icons, you can find a number of different resources, some within Claim Toolkit and some outside of Claim Toolkit. So for example, if we want to look at jury verdict review, Simply click here, and it'll take me to this helpful website. Any websites that require an account or payment, Claim Toolkit does not provide that for you, so you would have to set that up on your end. But we'll jump back in, and now we're going to use the first breadcrumb available to us to go back to our auto homepage. As we move deeper through the application, you'll see more breadcrumbs that take you directly back where you came from. The auto home breadcrumb functions identically to the Claim Toolkit logo. It just takes you right back to the auto home. Now, another icon we're going to pop into quickly because this is a popular chart is our insurance company contact directory. Essentially what this is a massive directory of every insurance company that we've been able to locate and provide information on this chart. In the first column, we give you the company website, link directly to it, and their primary mailing address. In column 2, we give you their main claim phone numbers. We also try to give you helpful instructions to help you bypass that automated system as quickly as possible. And then lastly, in column 3, we let you know if they allow online internet loss reporting. If they do, we'll link you directly to that site on their page. Okay, we'll go ahead now with that auto home breadcrumb, jump on back. And now we're going to move into some state-specific information. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use the state reference drop-down menu at the top center of my application. So we'll hit the down arrow and we will pick a state we'd like to view. Let's say California. So now here we are on the California State homepage. All 50 states plus DC are set up and function identically, just like the home pages. The first means of moving through state-specific information is your subject matter drop-down menu at the top of your application. Simply hover your mouse over each of the titles and you'll see a listing of charts available to you. So general laws provide you information like DUI, minimal limits, SR22, UM/UIM, wrongful death. Court procedures give you things like discovery, jury verdicts, minor settlement, offer of judgment. Damages will include interest, subro rights, workplace damages. Our forms dropdown is a newer dropdown. Essentially what we're doing here is we're linking you outside of Claim Toolkit to relevant state sites with applicable forms that you will find useful. Immunity, that's going to include charitable, parental. Legal authority, this is a state-specific dropdown, meaning every link available here is specific to the state you're currently viewing. So we're linking you to the California Muni Code, the California Statutes, California Vehicle Code. Liability, that's going to give you charts like age of reason, guest statute, parental liability. Our contact dropdown, you have access to that Claim Toolkit Help Desk submission form again here. Insurance companies, that's that same directory I showed you within the auto homepage. And then down below, we have relevant state sites contact pages. Our BI handling and PD handling dropdowns, they can contain charts information also available within other portions of the dropdown menu. What we did here is we created kind of a cheat sheet if you have a BI claim or a PD claim. Right-of-way duties, now these are our auto liability charts. That will include right-of-way duties and defensive driving duties. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop into one of these charts because I'm going to show you the difference between the auto liability charts and the rest of our charts in Claim Toolkit. So in auto liability, you have a 2-column format. On the left-hand side, we give you the statute or admin code necessary to provide the information you need. However, directly to the right, we pinpoint you to exactly in the driver's manual that contains this requirement. So if you have a claim and your insured or claimant is saying there's no way I can possibly be aware of all these rules and regulations, you can say that's fine. But you have to know what is in the driver's manual to obtain your driver's license. Our next dropdown just so happens to be driver's manuals. So once again, this is state specific. So we're linking you directly to the California bike manual, boating manual, auto manual. We also have the Spanish version, teen drivers, license types, you name it. Now, I want to move back to the California homepage. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the new breadcrumb available to me here, which is the California or state homepage breadcrumb. I can go ahead and click here Takes me right back to that homepage chart. Now we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at one of our most popular charts so we can look at the formatting for the rest of the charts in Claim Toolkit. We're going to jump into communication time limits. And once again, you see we have this navigational toolbar at the top of our chart to help you jump quickly to any portion of the page you would like. But if I go ahead and scroll down, what I'm seeing now is a 3-column format. And why it's important to know what this means is because we want you to have the most effective methods here to get exactly what you need and not take a significant amount of time. So in column 1, we tell you exactly what you need to know in as few words as possible. In column 2, we're going to give you a more robust summary of that statute, admin, bulletin, or case law. We're also going to cite you to the source. Now, if there's a subsection available, we'll provide that for you as well. However, with this regulation, there is not. But in column 3, we're also going to link you directly to the source. So once again, I'm seeing that bold and underlined text. I know I can click on it to dig deeper to more information. So as you see here, we take you directly to the regulation. We'll go ahead now, we'll jump on back, scroll up, we'll hit that California breadcrumb. And now I'm going to go to our second method of finding information within the toolkit, and that is to use the search function. This works exactly the same way as the training portal. I'll simply type in some keywords, and it's going to pull those relevant blue boxes for me, linking to charts with relevant information. So let's say I want medical payment information. I'll click here, and it'll take me right to the MedPay chart. We'll go ahead and scroll on back up now. I'll hit that California breadcrumb, jump on back to California homepage. And now we're going to move through the center of the state homepage. First up in the center is our negligence types. We have 2 links available here at the very top in this gray row. If I click on negligence types, it's just going to give me an overview of all the various liability types. We'll jump back to the state homepage. And directly to the right, it's going to tell me the negligence type that's applicable in the state I'm viewing. So again, this link here is state specific. So just looking at this, I know that pure comparative negligence is applicable in California. I can go and click the link. And what it's going to do is it's going to give me the authority on that. So I can look at my 3-column format, pure comparative negligence. I have my case law to support this, and I have a link directly to that case if I want to do some light reading. We'll go ahead, hit that state breadcrumb, jump on back. Next up is our COVID-19 information. If I hit view, it's just going to take me to that COVID-19 state page we saw earlier in the application. So this is just another means of accessing that information. We'll hit California, jump on back, and now it's time to run a report. So I'll click view. And now essentially what's happening here, our compliance reports is going to pull information available from your subject matter-based drop-down menu. The DOI directive reports, that is going to pull information from your DOI directive pages, which we'll go through in just a couple minutes. So we'll go back to run a report. Before I do, I just want to point out these little blue icons with the white question marks. Those are hover help. So simply hover your mouse over those icons and it'll provide you more information on what we're asking for. But first up, I'll choose a line of business. Next, I'm going to choose a report category. So you probably noticed that these titles here are the same titles in your subject matter-based drop-down menu. We'll choose general law. We'll choose a chart, and this is one of the charts available within each of the drop-downs. I have the option of honing into a specific category or row within that chart. So if I can either leave it set to all, or I can hone in on a specific chart, excuse me, specific category. Let's do attorney's fees. Lastly, I can choose a state, or I have to choose a state. We can do all states, we can do one state, or we can do a handful of states. I can also start typing in a state name and it'll pull for me those states. We'll hit search. We'll give it just 1 second. Maybe we'll give it a couple seconds. Internet's a little slow today, so. Oh, and this is why, because those days don't have those. Let's go back and run a different report. We will do this set to all. We'll go again. Now we know why. Okay. All right, now we have a report generated. Now, depending which states you pull, you may see that exact thing where it takes a couple of minutes to load, and that's because there's lots of information available. In the top left-hand corner, we have our date and timestamp. This is important to note because we have a lot of users who love to run these and save them to their desktop or print them off for reference. Just know that we are updating the application at minimum 20 times a day. So what we don't want you doing is saving these or printing them off and never updating them because we don't want you operating on outdated information. So if you're going to save this in any way, shape, or form, we'd suggest you go back in and rerun them at least on a weekly basis. But if we simply just scroll down, we see that our report will go ahead and pull those charts available to us. If we get down, like I said, lots of information. So essentially what we're doing is we're pulling the chart itself. So we'll go and X out of here. I can clear that out. And now I can run a DOI directive report. You have two options. You can either run a COVID-19 specific report or all other DOI directives. So storms, winter storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. Again, I have to choose a state. We'll pick a couple states here. And you may notice that when I choose a state, it's only going to list the states that have active DOI directives in place. It's not going to give you a full listing of all 50 states plus DC. We'll hit search. A new tab is going to populate once again. And here we have our DOI directive report. Again, you have your date and timestamp. And then if we just simply scroll, you'll just see that we are pulling the charts themselves. Okay, we'll exit out of here. We'll use that state breadcrumb, jump on back. Next up is our what's new. Now you have the option of viewing what's new in the state you're currently viewing or what's new in all states. We'll go ahead and first jump into what's new in California. We'll hit view. At the very top, we're going to tell you first what's new in Claim Toolkit. Essentially, this is where we keep you apprised of ongoing research projects. If we scroll down, we then provide you the what's news for the specific state. We give you the effective date, line of business impacted, and details on the what's new. So it's going to be a nice little summary of that information for you. We'll go back, we'll hit that California breadcrumb, and now we'll jump into what's new in all states. Hit view. We have our navigational toolbar at the top of the screen to jump to any portion of the alphabet. Again, we have our what's new in Claim Toolkit. And then down below, we give you the full listing of what's new in state legislation for all states. We break it up for you by the state, the effective date, line of business impacted, and details on the what's new. So if we go ahead and take a look at, say, governmental immunity in Arkansas, your bolded title here is going to give you a very short to the point summary of what is occurring and which chart it's available on. We give you the House bill or Senate bill and the statutes amending, and then a short little summary on the change. Now, if you go ahead and click on the bolded underlined text, we know we can jump to more information. So if I do that, it'll take me right to that chart. So there are multiple ways that we keep you apprised of new information being added to the toolkit. The first is what's new. The second is this column, this category at the top of your chart, the amended new legislation category. Anytime there's a change, information will be added directly to this category. Therefore, it can be found at the very top of the chart. So even if you navigate here by means other than what's new, you're not going to miss this information. The third way we keep you updated is through this orange text you're seeing here. This text tells you a change is very soon to occur or has very recently occurred. This text will stay orange until at least 8 days past the effective date or until the state updates their website online, which I'm sure you know, some states like California update in real time. Other states like Nevada take months and months to update their state sites. So we'll go ahead, we'll jump back to California. Next up is our DUI emergency order directives. Each event will have its own separate chart or button here that you can choose to view. So we'll go ahead and jump into California wildfires. We give a navigational toolbar at the top because you will see there's a lot of information on these charts. But we essentially break it up for you by the effective dates, the event details, counties affected, CAT adjuster requirements, claim handling guidelines, company reporting requirements, and company underwriting guidelines. And I'm sure you can understand for COVID, there's lots of information on these charts. We have not all states still currently in play for DUI directives, but I think we've lost maybe like 5 in the last week or so. But those are something you would definitely want to take a look at to stay apprised of. We'll go ahead now, we'll hit that state breadcrumb, jump on back. And now we are to our active emergency orders. So we'll click on emergency orders. We'll jump us on in here. Again, we have our navigational toolbar at the top. Jump to any portion of the alphabet. One thing to note is these are governor issued emergency orders only, meaning you're not going to see local, so nothing from judges or mayors. But we break it up for you by the state, the event details, a description, the effective date, expiration date, and company guidelines. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to scroll down and we can take a look at Arizona here. At the top of every state, first what we do is we link you to that all-state COVID-19 information page. So this is now the third means of how you can access that COVID-19 information per state. Next, we link you to the DUI directive page for COVID-19. And then down below, we're going to link you to other DUI directive pages or states of emergencies. So in the instance where we don't have a DUI directive in play, we're going to give you details on the state of emergency. We're going to link you to that executive order. We're going to give you the effective date, the expiration date or information on the expiration date. And then we're going to tell you there's no directives issued by the DUI. We'll go ahead, we'll hit that state breadcrumb, jump on back. And now we're going to jump into our state compliance overview. I'll go and click view. And essentially what we're doing here is we're pulling all the need to know compliance information for everything for the entire state. So if you are looking for ways to understand a state more or better, this is where you want to come. If you're taking on new territory, this is the perfect place to go. We give you a date and timestamp. We set this up kind of like a report. And then we pull column 1 for all the important need to know charts. So if we scroll through here, we see you have minimum limits, MedPay, UM/UIM, no pay, no play, communication time limits, and so on. We'll go ahead, scroll on back up. We'll hit that California breadcrumb, jump on back. And lastly, what we have is the listing of our top hit charts. So this is actually your third means of accessing state-specific information. All of these charts you see here are also available within your subject matter-based drop-down menu at the top, or by doing a search. But essentially what we did is we took the most popular charts and we gave you a shortcut to them directly from your state homepage. So that concludes our compliance overview. We are very happy you took the time to be here to join us, and we look forward to working with you going forward. And once again, thank you and have a great day. And lastly, if you didn't throw your email into the Q&A forum, we'd like to ask you to do that. That way you can have your attendance counted.